guys, welcome to part 4 of my Pokemon Platinum walkthrough. Right, in this part, having explained the most basic things that I could possibly explain, let's keep going with the game. Right, the dreaded tall grass that we've been all worrying about for all of this time. A few things to note. Wild Pokemon can always jump out at you every time you either move through a bit of grass, like this, or just turning around, like that. Yeah, you'll get an encounter. Wild battles work a little bit different from your typical trainer battles, because they are only one Pokemon on the opponent. Obviously, it's just a single wild Pokemon. So you can, if you take this out, you win, and that's that. And there are certain moves that I use that usually will just cause you to switch out, but will actually just end the battle in wild mode. So yes, this is the place where you can catch Pokemon. Now obviously I've got no Pokeballs, so I can't actually do anything here. I'll just draw your attention to the bottom screen a bit. As you can see, there's no team indicator on the wild battle. That proves it's a wild battle. Now here we've finally got our options. So Pokemon allows you to switch out. Great stuff. Run allows you to run away from the battle if you don't want to fight it. If this succeeds, well, nothing happens except that you just run away. That's all. At this level, there's no point running away from wild battles, even if you can't catch them, because the experience you get is enough to level you up a bit, and that's always good. And bag. This allows you to access the bag and all the items that you can use in battle. So Pokeballs. I don't have any, but yes. Battle items, like I explained last time. I don't have any. Status healers, these are things for healing status. Again, I'll go through that a bit later. And health and power point restore, which again, I'll go through later. So, at this point, best option is just to fight. So, let's get this fight underway, shall we? Let's change the zoom on that a bit. It's good stuff. Alright. Scratchfest again. Changing the focus of the camera a bit because I moved it and lost my position, which is annoying. That'll do. Right. Scratchfest. 3 scratches should do it. And it's growling at me, which is annoying. Hopefully a third one should still do damage. Yep. Critical hits. I should explain about these. Critical hits occur quite rarely. They are hits which will do 2 to 2.5 times the damage, I'm not entirely sure what the number is, that your move would normally do. This usually is a good thing, because of course in normal battle it means you have to do less in order to get the target to go down. And say this is your last chance to do anything and you have absolutely no chance of victory and you get a critical hit and it kills the enemy, that's just pwnage. When you're trying to catch certain Pokemon, like legendaries or team members or whatever, this becomes a curse, because of course the chance that you get this critical hit when you don't want it is usually quite high. Like, I didn't need it there, but I got one. Well. So yes, the critical hit can be quite useful, and it can also kill the target you want to catch. So watch for that. That's always a gamble. I mean, it's a gamble. You can never gamble on definitely getting one. There are certain moves like Slash, Night Slash, and I think X-Scissor as well, that will increase your chances of getting a critical hit. This is where you can really start to bank on getting critical hits when you're using those sorts of moves. So, I was talking about how the grass works. So, when you're walking through it, you have a small chance, you have a sort of regular chance of getting a wild battle. If you run or bike through it, you make a lot more noise and thus attract more attention. So the likelihood is you'll get another battle sooner. As that was actually quite a long distance, but usually I can get through that whole patch running without it getting in the way. But oh well. Just quickly fight through this. I'll probably in the end skipping up all these wild battles, because I like to fight them, because that's good. You know, more experience is always better, and I refuse to use repel items for a reason that I'll explain once we get repels. So, a few more experience. Yay, level up. That's all good. Level 7. This is good. Level 7 is a very good level to get to. See, I'll just show you the level up screen that I failed to show you last time. I'm just going to move the DS away a bit so we can actually see the whole screen. That's better. That's much better. Right, so this is the first screen that I skipped last time, showing you how many points you get for each stat as you level up. So yes, two more max health. So that will now be 24, and so on. That's where you can track EVs and stuff, I think. So yes, as I say, Jam-It-In will go over that. So yes, a new level, and yeah, there you go. When your starter reaches level 7, you get your first elemental move. I'll just show you that one because that's definitely worth covering. Ooh, nice light. There we go. Ember, fire type move. The weakest fire type move is a special category, as you can see. The cool looking symbol thingy. Same power as Scratch, but this one's an elemental move, so it's generally better, and things like Growl won't affect this. So if you get growled into oblivion, and then you can pull Ember out and be all like, ha ha ha, I still got a move that does low damage on you, so you die. And as you can see in the description here, the foe is attacked with small flames. The target may also be left with a burn. This is a good time to talk about stats. Status, that is. Burn is a status effect that will, during the course of battle, do a very respectable amount of damage to the target each turn. As in, the guy's burnt, he'll get burnt, and the burn will hurt him. There is also a secret stat effect on these things. It doesn't tell you about these, but a burn will also half the attack, the physical attack, that is, of the burnt target. So if you're burnt and you rely on your physical attacks, you should heal it, because that basically has shut down your ability to do mainly any of your damage. So yes, burn's very useful. Other status afflictions include poison, which does the same sort of thing, damage per turn, and that persists outside of battle. Where a burn, you'll keep it, but it won't do any damage outside of battle. A poison will damage you outside of battle until you get to 1 hit point, at which point it will go away. In the old games it used to actually faint your Pokemon, which was annoying, but all it does now is just make your Pokemon happy. You can also be badly poisoned by certain moves, which will mean that the damage taken will increase per turn. This is bad. Other status include sleep, which is fairly obvious. You're asleep, you can't do anything. Only 2 moves work when you're asleep. Snore, which does damage, and sleep talk, which will cause you to use randomly one of the moves in your moveset. This can be quite useful as a tactic. If you use rest and you've got a fighting type move and you're against a dark type, and you use sleep talk and you get your fighting type move, you'll take it out even though you're asleep, which is great. So yes, you'll wake up after a various number of turns, depending on your ability and whatnot. Generally that one's down to luck though. Paralysis is the electric type one, and this one will cause a 50% chance of you not being able to do anything in that turn, if it's the Pokemon that's doing it. So something like, say, a status or a physical attack or whatever, you won't be able to use it 50% of the time because you'll be paralysed. This also massively lowers your speed, so watch out, because if you've got a really fast Pokemon and you get paralysed, likelihood is you might possibly still be faster, but it's not likely, so watch for that. And confusion, which isn't shown up, it doesn't show as like CNF or something, which a 50% chance that your move will backfire on you and won't hurt the enemy but will hurt you. Certain moves like Swagger and Flatter, which I think, I'm not sure about Flatter, I always thought it was a 5th gen, but I'm not 100% sure on that, will up either your physical or your special attack, and so if you use either one of those two, you will take more damage if you get hit by your own attack. But also, when you're out of confusion, you keep the boost, so it's sometimes a good tactic to use a person, and a person berry, which will cure it. Holding the person berry, you know he'll use Swagger, he uses Swagger, the confusion is instantly cured, and you get a boosted attack. Great fun. Let's see, are there any? Freeze is quite a rare one, ice type. It's basically like sleep, except you can't do anything when you're frozen. If you get hit by a fire type move, you thaw out immediately, and yeah, you'll just randomly thaw out after a certain number of turns. It's annoying, but there you go. Same with confusion, you'll snap out of it eventually, and it isn't permanent. If you switch your Pokemon out when it's confused, it will come back in perfectly happy. Just trying to think, are there any others? If there are any others, I'll cover them later. Yeah, so, Ember, very good move. Vine Whip will be your one if you're using Turtwig, and Bubble will be your one if you're using Piplup. So yes, that's good. Elemental attacks, very, very useful. So yes, keep going through the route. I'm going to just get to Sandgem Town before I... see, if you walk through it, you get... Oh, why is it that whenever I... Okay, that's annoying. Whenever I say something, it then happens the opposite way around. So, I'll just show you Ember, and then I'll end the part there, because it's getting a bit long now. So, Ember! Yay! It's got a much... Ah, there you go! There you go! Burn right there! So every time it attacks, it'll have half attack, so its growl is useless because it won't be able to do it, and there's the extra damage. So actually, what I'm going to do is just be annoying and use Leer and not waste a power point. His defense gets lowered, no real worry. He'll tackle me and barely touch me. Only one hit point, that's just useless, and the burn will kill him. Excellent. So yeah, there's a beautiful example of burn. Burns are quite rare, you don't get them very often. But when you do get them, they are very powerful. So yeah, there we go. Let's leave now. So, I will end it here. Here is Sandgem Town, and I hope to see you guys later. See ya!